Welcome back, guys. Today we improve our game. We add some graphic and some sprites to make the game more realistic. So let's start by using the tools that you should have in your system right now. Let's recap very quickly. In the previous video, we have built this starting point for our arcade game, and I asked you to download Visual Studio Code, to download ChatGPT Desktop, and to install Olama locally. So we will use all these tools to improve the game, to generate the graphic, and so on. All right, so let's start by adding, I think we should add a background graphic. So let's go on the ChatGPT interface. So the desktop version, you should be signed in, so you can use the GPT-4o model, which is better than the other one we used in the previous video. So I have a prompt, basic prompt that we can use to generate any image for our game. It sounds like that. Create an image for a Space Defender arcade game. The image should present only a scene of the game without characters, only the background that will be used to in the game. Okay, so let's just try this prompt and see what it does. It should give us even a refined prompt in case you want to generate straight away an image with some more details. You can do that. But I think this one kind of fine for us. But if we want, I've already reached the limit for the images. This is why we will also use a different tool to generate other images in the upcoming videos. In fact, you will have to install Comfy UI and other tools. I'll leave a link to the other videos so that you can follow along. All right, so we have basic image, so we can download this. I also have another one. I generated that earlier to try the prompt. So let's say this is the background graphic, background image. So the first one, so level one, we don't even have levels right now, but that's fine. So okay, let me just grab the code that we wrote last time. So it's in here. This is the code that is running right now. So we can perform basic tasks, so basic actions. We can shoot projectiles. We can move left, right, from forward and backwards. Okay, so if you right click on the index file that you should have on your desktop, the one that we created in the previous episode, you right click on it, you press open with, and then you scroll down and you select Visual Studio Code. This is going to open the file inside Visual Studio Code and give you a starting point. Be back. Let me see where it is, the window. You should see my desktop only right now. Let's go back here and let me quickly grab the VS Code. Okay, I found the window. It was on inside another of my screens. So this is what you should see when you open the game inside Visual Studio Code. So you have a basic the basic file, and you can open the Explorer on the left. You can open a folder, but in this case, our video game is not inside any folder, so we will need to create a folder, and we will do that later. For now, let's just grab the code that we wrote and ask AI to update the code and show a background image um, and use the image that we generated before. So let's grab all the code, let's copy and paste inside ChatGPT, and let's ask to update the code below. Oh, where are you? Okay, at the end. Let's try that at the end. Let's scroll down, 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 and then let's do this. Yeah. Let's open this in full screen mode. That is easier to handle. And then down here, please update the code above and include a background image for our game canvas. Actually, games are usually developed inside the canvas, which is an HTML element. But I think that the model that we used last time didn't use a canvas, but just this div element. All right, so let me wrap the code inside backtick, which is this character that looks like a single quote, but slightly bent to the left. And all right, HTML, this is the HTML code that we just copied and pasted, and this is the instruction that I'm giving to the model. And let's see if it let us send this. Okay, so it's saying that we have an updated code. So here is the updated code, the inclusion background image for the game canvas. All right, so the canvas in our case is the game container, I think, and this is where it's applying these changes. Let's scroll down a little bit. We are in the JavaScript code. Yes, it didn't use the canvas at all, but it is scanning the code and looking for updates. Let's open this in full screen. Okay, be back as soon as it finishes. Okay, done. It seems that the code has been updated and there is now a background image that we should be able to use it. And let's grab this code. I think the application works not very well. All right, let me copy this. Okay, and click copy, and then let's go back. This time we go back inside Visual Studio Code so that we can delete the previous code and update the new one. So I did just Control V to paste all the new code. So let's scroll a bit in the code and see where the background image was to include. And I think this is the place where it is using the background image, but we don't have the background image just yet. So it's better if we now create a new folder, and then inside that folder, we place the index.html file. All right, so let me create just a new folder inside my desktop, and let's call that Arcade or Space Invader. That's the first game, or Space Defense. That's how I called it. And then let me just move the file inside here. And then let's go back in VS Code. You see this file is now deleted, so there is nothing in here anymore. But we can open this folder right here and Visual Studio Code, just drag and drop the folder inside VS Code, and uh, the window will just refresh with your folder inside and the file that you just um, copied. All right, so we need a folder. So let's create a new folder. You can press this icon here, new folder, and you have the folder called images. And in here, let me just go in my desktop and grab the picture that we just downloaded previously. So that's the one, I think. Yeah, the first one. Okay, so this is the image for the background level one. So let me just press F2 when I'm on the image name so that I can copy the entire file name. Control C to copy. And then let me just paste this here. So we have this block of code, and since the block of code inside is inside this other file, we can just update the image path like that. So images and then background image. All right, so now we should be able to uh, click inside the folder. You should see the folder content. Double click on the file, and now you have the image background correctly placed inside your game canvas, which is for now just this rectangle that you see on the screen. The outside is still black, but we will fix that. We will add some styling later. But let's make the game more realistic. And I think we should change two things. The first thing is the asteroid that's falling down, and the other thing should be our spaceship that is for now just a little square. Okay, and then we have more improvements, but we do the other improvements as we go in the next few videos. Okay, so let me grab. So the code now works, but we need to grab some images, some icons for our game. So I have a link that you will find the link in the description. Let me search for something. Right. I'll leave you the link to this website in the description of the video so that you can do the same thing I'm doing. Anyway, the website is called flaticon.com. You can go on the website and here in the search bar, you just search for an icon. So let's search for first for our spaceship and see what we got. I like this one actually. I like even this one, but I think this one has projectiles. The one that I used in the game demo was this one. So let's grab this one again. So let's just copy the image address. So if you right click on the image and you scroll down, you see save images. So the image will be saved locally. But for now, we can even just use the image as it is, as a link coming from a different website. So let's do both. Let's copy the image here and let's just paste the image where let's close this and let me paste the image inside ChatGPT. So he's going to use the image link that I gave him to update the game, give us the new code, and instead of using just square or the little circles for the asteroids and the spaceship, we'll use our images. So the first image is for the spaceship image, and then we have another one. We can even download the images. We'll do that later. The other one is the asteroid. I think asteroid is misspelled. In fact, asteroid, asteroid. Okay, I like this one. Any one of these is fine for us. It doesn't matter. They are all nice and cute. So let's grab the first one, and I do the same thing. So just press with the right mouse button on the image and then copy the image address. Once you've done that, you go back on the ChatGPT interface and you say asteroid image, and then you paste that. And now let's just write what we want to do. Please update the previous code. I'll update the code and replace the asteroid and space ship with the provided images below. Okay, let's try and let's see what it does. Okay, it's updating the code. I will be back as soon as it finishes, and we will copy that code and update our game. Okay, done. So the spaceship has been added and even the asteroids. We can just grab the code again. Can you open the code? All right. It seems that the desktop application doesn't work very well. Let me just copy the entire output message. We should be able to press here and see the update, but apparently it's not working. Okay, let's see what we have copied. All right. So where are you, VS Code? Okay. So let me, no. Okay, so the last message that I've got, it's not complete with the code. So we need to click these. Let me refresh. Let me close the application and open it again. Okay, let's click here. Why are you not fucking working? All right, okay, now it's working. Let's copy this and go back in our code and paste everything. We should remove the backticks in case they are on the screen. Yeah, up here. Let's remove them. Let's save. Let's go back in our game. That's the old one. Let's refresh the page. Okay, we have the spaceship, but I think we have the asteroids. Yeah, we have the spaceship. We have the asteroids. However, the link to my image has been just removed, I think. So it did remove the background image that we have. Let me just close down that and go back. All right, yeah, it did change this. So in case that happened to you again, to you too, you just remove these and press dot slash and then select the images folder and then select the image that you downloaded in here with the background. All right, so let's go back, let's refresh, and we have our spaceship, we have all the images in place. And our game, as you see, is starting taking its form, it's shaping as a real arcade game. All right, so we need a few adjustments. The first thing we need to do is actually to improve the way the game works because uh, at the time, if I shoot one of these asteroids, nothing happens. Given that I hit the asteroids, let's do it like a wall of projectiles. I think I'll shoot something. All right, yeah. If I am hitting one of these asteroids, nothing works. So let's do some improvements now. So the graphic is in place. We can even do much better than this, but let's do one piece at a time. So we need to hit the asteroid and make this thing work. For that, I will stop using ChatGPT. From now on, I will use Llama. So you should have Llama installed on your system. And to use Llama inside VS Code, we can actually install one extension that will let us use one of the models that you should have installed together with Llama and use them straight here inside our VS Code, so inside this text editor. This is the place where we work as developers. All right, so what you want to do is to press this icon here, extensions, and then you select the extension that you want to install. You search for the extension. So the extension name is continue. Um, give it a second, it's looking for the extension, and this is the extension, the first one that you see, developed by continue.dat, and you just press install. In my case, the extension is already installed, so I don't have to install that again. But in case that is the first time for you, you will see an install button instead of nothing like this in this case. So press the install button that you will find, and the extension will be installed for you. So from now on, you can just hit the code that you are working on. and do wherever you want. You can select a piece of code, press right click on the code, and select continue. And you can say, get this allowed code as context so you can help me uh, develop along the way. All right, so we will do that. We will start the chat interface of continue. You should see its icon here. You press it, and let me open a new session. And now we can use one of the models that you downloaded earlier. So I have Llama 3.1 8B installed. That's going to be quite good for our use case, depending on your machine and the resources that you have available. If you have a GPU, that's going to work much better. If you don't, well, that's going to be a pain in the ass because it will be very, very slow. So if that's the case, you can keep using ChatGPT. That's fine. But if it works fine for you, maybe you use one of the models that are available on Llama that has less billion parameters. So instead of 8B, try to select one that has 1B, 2B, or 3B, and that should work even on machines without GPU, so without graphic cards. All right, so what we want to do is press um, this sign and then say files. So when you press the add symbol, you can select the file that you want to pass to continue as context so that it knows the code and it can make the improvement that you ask. So for this one, that's one of the files, fine. Should be the same file anyway. Okay, so please, I notice that when I hit an asteroid, the asteroid is not destroyed. Destroyed. I think destroyed. I think this is one. Okay. Please, can you update the code and make it work? All right. So press enter, and then let's see. The issue lies in the fact that you are not correctly removing the asteroid from the dome after the collision is detected. So if you are a developer, you know what he's talking about. In case you are not, well, you can start learning how to become a programmer, so a developer. But in the meantime, let's just grab whatever it says and apply the changes to our code. All right, so we can press apply or copy and then paste it inside the place where we want that code to be applied. But I know that if we press apply, continue, we will scan the entire code line by line and apply the changes that it needs. So let's just press apply. And it's going to scan line by line for my code. And you will see even every change that the model is making to your code so you can understand if the changes it's likely that will work or not. Let's see, in this case, you will see what the model will remove, highlighted in red. Instead, in green is what is going to add to your project. And then you will have to accept or reject these changes. Let's see if it finished the changes. Okay, apparently everything is done. So we need to accept or reject the changes. So let's scroll up, because we need to make sure that we are accepting all these changes and not part of them. Okay, so let's scroll down. This is the first change, and I'm going to accept that as it is. Accept. And then let's scroll down. We need to accept even these. And down below, this is removed. Okay. And in place of that, the other lines of code were inserted and then accept these changes. And we should be good to go. Let's see what happens now. All right. So we did some improvements for the collision detection. So we should be able, let me refresh the page. We should be able to hit one of these asteroids and see the asteroid disappearing, but that's not the case. Yeah, this is not working again. So I hit the asteroids. I can guarantee. I think two problems. The first one is that asteroids fall down too fast for me. I cannot see the asteroid and make sure I hit the asteroid. And another thing, I want to slow down the projectiles so I can see them better on screen. So two different changes I want the AI to make. But sorry guys, I didn't look at the entire changes. So however, this approach has some limitation. When you remove an element from a container, it will be also removed from any array that contains a reference. Okay, a better way would be to add unique identifier to each asteroid and projectile when they are created like so. Oh my God, I don't think this is going to be um, to be, I mean, nice thing to do because generating a projectile ID for every single projectile. Let's do that as it suggests. Let's pick the code that it gives as it gives. All right, so let's do apply again. The latest changes. We have another block of code to apply at the end because it should change the check collisions. All right, so make sure you scroll down when it suggests something because maybe there are some more stuff to apply. I think you removed way too much code. All right, creating the code again, done here. Okay, I think it's done. Let's apply these changes first and then we will see if as other updates to do. So accept these, and accept these. For you, the suggestions might be different. This is why at the end of the video, I will provide you with the final code so you can compare your code with mine and see if it works for you. Why this is still here? Accept these. Okay, let's save these and let's scroll down. I think the last piece of code needs to be updated as well. And let's try. You need to be inside the editor before you can apply the changes. So make sure you click somewhere and that you see the cursor flashing, and then you can click apply. And it's going to scan your code anyway from top to bottom, looking for a line that needs to be updated. The lines. Let me pause the video very quickly and we'll be back as soon as it's done. Okay, let's now apply the changes. I see some changes right here, a comment, then this asteroid here, and then this cleanup here. And I think we are done. Let's see if this, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I cannot, yeah, I see the spaceship. We need to change, yeah. Okay, our game is working. I think I hit one of these. It's not very fluid, I think. No. Let me ask to slow down our asteroids. Please slow down the asteroids falling and the projectiles so that I can see them better. Okay, and keep in mind that local models that we can download through Llama not often gives us a correct answer, but often they just give things that are not correct. And if we keep asking to double check the solution provided, it is likely that it will change its mind. So let's see if this first all right, so suggesting some more changes and let's apply them. as they are. In the upcoming videos, I will look into the code piece by piece and make sure AI is suggesting things correctly before applying the code. Um, just because I think we will save some time, because if we start iterating over and over its solutions, it is likely that we will waste a lot of time. It's likely that we will be more productive if we learn to code a little bit and then understand what the code is doing and if it actually working or not. All right, so let's accept these and accept this one and then accept these. I'm not reading the code at all, honestly. I have no clue what it's doing and if the code will work or not. Yeah, that's too slow. Let's revert the changes. I'll do Control Z to revert the changes. I think it did revert. Yeah, I should be able to read the code and understand how this is falling down. All right, so let's scroll a bit. So this is the function that is shooting the projectiles. I think we should make a massive change because is where is spawn asteroids and then check collision. The check collision function should be the one that is responsible for removing these asteroids, and then shooting projectiles should be the function responsible for the projectiles. We have some function to handle the arrow keys. Okay, so this is the function. Let's see, specific position. Why the y-axis like that? Let's say 30 is the y-axis, so we should see our our spaceship down here instead of at the top. So this is one of the. I think I'm not eating anything. All right, yeah, the collision is not working. So let's see where it's shooting projectiles down here. Okay, projectile, unique ID, center right above, projected push, append child, move projectile. So inside this function, there is another nested function, and that's responsible for moving the projectile upwards. Okay. So where is the speed actually? Move projected upwards. I think this is the one we can change. Is 10 pixels at the time, I think. Let's say 5 pixels. Maybe it's a bit slower. Yeah, okay. And we need to do the same. Yeah, projectiles are behind shooting very slowly now compared to before, and we need to do the same need to do the same for our asteroids here. And there is a function called move asteroids, and then it says 2 pixels here, asteroid style top, and then is adding 2 pixels every time. Let's double this. Let's see how this changes. Oh, I think it's even more fast than before. Let's do one. I think this is not the function that is responsible for that. All right, so let's say if I add 10 pixels, so asteroid style top, this is the only thing that I can change actually. Um, yeah, very fast. So if I give like I already gave him 1 pixel and it didn't work. Maybe I didn't refresh the page. Yeah, okay, sorry guys, I didn't refresh the page. So now asteroids are falling down very slowly and I might be able to hit one of these. Yeah, but nothing actually is changing. Yeah, I noticed another problem with the game. So the first thing is that our collision function is not working at all. So let me try changing the model. So let's try with Gemma. Gemma 2 should be a model that is available also for machines with not that power. Let me see, where is it? Gemma, where are you? Gemma, Gemma. Cannot see Gemma. If I cannot see Gemma, I will use this. I will use Llama 3.2 latest, which is the latest model released by Meta. We should be a bit better than 3.1, despite I think the parameters are 2B, 3B, maybe. Let's try this one. Okay, so please, the code for of the collision detection seems not working correctly. I would expect that when a projectile hits the asteroid, the it is well, when it hits the asteroid disappears. Instead, the instead I see it on the screen. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, let's see. The issue lies in the fact that you're not updating the asteroid variable correctly after removing an asteroid. Okay, that sounds possible. This causes the move asteroid function to continue trying to move an asteroid that has already been removed. Okay, so what is it actually doing for us? Let's compare the two. So there is a function called check collisions, and we still have that. And let me enlarge this a little bit. Okay, so projectiles is one of the parameters of the function. It's set to null, and the other is asteroid set to null. So if we have projectile and asteroid, we do what? TP react and A react. So these two variables are the same, and then check for in that section between projectile and asteroids. All right, this is done. And I think it's pretty much the same code. Remove the asteroid from its container. All right. And that is the same code. I think clean up the array. And here, something is different. Asteroid container, and it's done here. Okay. And then the let index has been removed, yeah, in favor of these lines of code. So what this code is doing, well, actually, this is removed in favor of this one. So what we do here is create a variable to hold the index of the asteroid, so we know what asteroid we want to remove, and then we use the index to see if we are at the end, if it's different from -1, and then we splice the asteroids array. So we remove actually one of the asteroids like that using splice, and then we remove a child projectile from the projectiles container. All right, it seems doable, despite I've not written the entire code, so I have no actual idea of how everything is working so far. I'm not a game developer at all, by the way. So okay, let's try. Despite I'm a developer, but I never did a game. All right, so let's try to apply this one. Remove a space. Okay. You see, this model is even quicker than the other one because it has less parameters. So the code works a bit faster. Code updates. Okay. All right. Seems has done all the changes. Let's open these functions just to make sure we haven't missed anything. All right. So we are good up here. Let me just accept this space removal. And then down here, down here, down here, accept these, and these, and these, and accept these, and this one as well. Also this one, and this one as well. Update these, and that's done. Okay. If I hope it works. Otherwise, we are no, still not working. Oh my God. What's your fucking problem, dude? All right, let's try a different approach. Okay. Um, let's start over with a different session. We have, let me look for Gem again. Can I search for Gemma? If it's not here, we will download Gemma. Gemma is Gemma 1. I need Gemma 2, which is better. All right. Let me quickly download Gemma. Llama pool Gemma 2. I think latest it's fine. I'll be back. Oh, yes. I think it was already there. In fact, Gemma 2 latest. Maybe I've just missed that. Oh my God. Gemma here, yeah. Okay. Um, let's pass our file, which is this one. Please, can you review the entire arcade game code and use a canvas instead of just a simple div. Um, then please double check the implementation to make sure the collision between projectiles and asteroids actually works as expected. I would expect that an asteroid is destroyed after it is hit by a projectile. All right, let's try this one. So I gave it the entire code and the instructions to review my code and perform the necessary changes. All right, you are right. Using the canvas element offers much more flexibility and control for creating games, graphics than rely on games. Okay, so here is the revised version of your code that leverages the power of Canvas. If you don't know what Canvas is, it's an HTML element. You can Google it or just ask ChatGPT what it is and what it does. Okay, so let's wait the code generation. Let's see if it changes. Yeah, there is a canvas element. Here it is. And it has a size of width and height. And then inside our script, we grab the canvas, we get the canvas context, and then we implement the game logic again. The canvas element is more solid solution for building games and work with graphics. So let me quickly pause the video so I can read the implementation and be back to you in a second. All right, guys, the implementation seems quite reasonable. We have now this canvas element, and inside the script, we have a bunch of changes. Mainly, the canvas element was added and got its 2D context from its function above. Then there are new functions to draw the spaceship, the projectile, the asteroid. Then the game logic was moved inside the respective functions. So then there is an animation loop that updates the game and calls the update game function to update the game state. So redraw everything that needs to be drawn again. And then let's just try that code. All right. So let me activate my editor here, and then let's click these and apply the code. So we have massive changes in our code. You see big changes here, and even the way images have been loaded is changing. Before we had a background image and then the spaceship images. I can't remember actually how they were created, but we added these just links. And now we are rendering images with this constructor here, new image, and then we add that to the DOM. Let's scroll down, let's scroll down. Yeah, we are still updating some of the logic down here. This is the movement logic. And then, um, yeah, okay. Let's scroll back up and then update everything. So accept this change, this one as well, this one as well. We have some styling here. Let's accept that as it is. And then accept these removals, accept these. So you see now we have only one element in the HTML, which is a canvas element. Then accept these script changes and this one too, and this one as well. Scroll down. We need to accept these as well, and then these changes. Make sure you accept all the changes that the AI suggests because you could end up in broken code, missing parentheses, missing elements inside function or wherever. It could be due to just an incorrect application of the changes. All right, let's refresh the page. Oh, fuck. It break. Everything is broken now. Bloody hell. I cannot move my game using the arrow keys, and there is a reference error here in the code. Okay, so we have a couple of errors that AI didn't notice. So let me grab the error messages as they are, and let me go back here and paste the error code as a follow-up message inside continue. So we should be able to read the problem and fix it. You are absolutely right. I missed defining the draw projectile and shoot projectile functions in the code. All right, and I missed that too because I didn't read that code very carefully. So this is the function for drawing the ship, drawing the projectiles, and throwing the asteroid. Well, we actually have these functions. The spaceship projectile. Yeah, the function name is incorrect. It made the mistake because the function name is at singular instead of plural. All right, let's just let it update its code. And I saw also my images were broken for the spaceship, probably due to this incorrect naming of the functions. So draw spaceship. Do we call draw spaceship here? Yes. Draw projectiles. Yeah, you see, if I search for draw projectiles using Control F, I see one reference only. Instead, I should see two references, one for the function definition and the other one for the function invocation. All right. Did you finish shoot projectile? Why did you call that shoot projectile? Okay, let's see. All right, we need to update these. I think needs the update as well. Let's save these changes. Let me just quickly close the file and open it again. Okay. So where do you define these draw projectiles? No, the error is still here in place, but we have this function here, which is singular, but its invocation is plural. Look this. If we do Control D, there is an S here that up here instead it's missing. So let's add just the S here. Then draw asteroid. I think this should be plural as well. In fact, the asteroids with the S is here, but above is missing the final S. So let's update this. And what else? Spaceship, move, check collisions. Let's see if there is another error. So let me refresh the page. Let me clear first the errors. Okay, so I have another error. A read property of undefined regarding X. Okay, so we made another mistake into the code. Let's iterate over and see if we can fix this. So back to continue, and then let's say this. You are right. Yeah, we know we are right. There is an error in the console. So cannot read properties of undefined regarding X, which means we are trying to access property of a projectile object that doesn't exist yet. This happened because the projectiles array is initially empty and draw projectiles try to look through it before any projectile are added. All right, okay. So can you fix the code AI? Let's apply these changes again and see if we have been lucky enough to be able to build the game in a much fuck 53 minutes. Oh my god. Well, think like that. If you had to write this code without even having any knowledge of HTML, JavaScript, CSS, that will take you probably weeks to build this even non-working code. So you are still lucky, but at the end of the day, I think, in my opinion, you still have to learn how to program. So you won't escape that. So it's true that the learning curve has been lowered. However, a little bit you need to learn this kind of things. Okay, let's see now. I hope you are doing a good job because, oh, I'm tired. Draw asteroids is not the point. Okay, let's find it. Through asteroids is not defined, and that's true because did you just remove my s in stupid? Oops, sorry. Okay, let's try again once more. Now, again, same except error. No changes at all in the error message that we are getting. So again, or you keep iterating over and over, or you can just change the model and see if the other model is a bit better and can perform a better, it can give you a better output. Let me try again with ChatGPT. Let's start a fresh section. And let's say that please, can you fix the code below? And then let's say what code we have. Oops. Uh, Causing the following error. Okay, so we put the error message in here and then say error and then code. And for the code, let me just grab again once more. Oops, it must go up. Oh, sorry. Can you stop the output? Thank you. Let's delete this. All right, so the HTML code and the error message is this one. Let me grab all our code once more. ChatGPT at the end is better model than the one we are using locally. So it's kind of normal that we are getting problems to build and to develop the game logic with different models which are less able to generate proper code. All right, let's send this and see if we can catch the error for us. The error occurs because the function draw asteroids is called without passing any arguments. It is expected to take an asteroid object and as an argument, but instead no argument is being passed. All right, let's see. Let's read our code very quickly. So the draw asteroids accept an asteroid. Okay, so we are not passing the asteroid. And then what? Move asteroids is fine. So the function declaration up here use asteroid and then it does asteroid.x. So this is the x that we are unable to access because asteroid is actually null until we pass something to the function. So it's undefined actually. So let's see if we have a working code. So changes asteroid to draw asteroid and iterate over asteroids array within the function, and then update the update game function to call draw asteroids without arguments. Okay, let's grab our code and paste it here and see if we can make it work. How much stuff did you change? The spaceship, I cannot see the asteroid image. I think the asteroid image was removed. The draw asteroid function here is just, yeah, not using any image to draw the asteroid. Okay. It seems that we are deleting some of the techniques that we have implemented. All right, we are back at this little bloody square dot, oh, actually it's a dot, control things, but I cannot see asteroids falling. Now I see them, but it's not keeping the asteroid falling. Okay, so the game logic is fucked. What should we do now? Start new section, and let's try a different model. Always locally. Let's try Granite Code. Latest Granite Code is a model from IBM. Let's see if it does better than the other two. So please, in the code above, in the code below, you need to use a real spaceship image as provided and fixed logic to make asteroid falling well, actually, towards the spaceship continuously and make sure that projectiles destroy them when okay. All right, let's try this prompt. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to pass our code in here. Let's delete this and change this. So we pass the file, and this is the file. Okay, it's removing a lot of stuff. Um, okay, okay, here is an example of how you can implement that. I think we don't need just an example, we need a working code. I think it's gone crazy. Yeah, Granite is not good for these kind of tasks, clearly. It's not reading correctly our file and is not actually able to perform the necessary tasks. Or let's try once more. Let's stop the execution of the previous code and let's try again. Okay, now it seems that it is working. Okay, let's grab this code and apply it. Can you let me grab the code? Let's see. And the code is pretty much fucked. There are a few body tags closed, the script is empty. What did you do? Body, script is empty, and in the end there is a script. All right, so let's remove this script here, which is no longer used. And then what? HTML, and inside the body we have this script tag again. All right, and we need to close not the style, not the head. It mess up our code quite a lot. All right, let's go back. Nope, so none of these solution is actually working. And we need to actually look at the code. Let's scroll back and have one of our previous versions. Projectiles, plural, nope. All right, we can shoot projectiles. However, I cannot move. Let's see like that. I can move now. I can shoot again, and I cannot still cannot destroy asteroids. Okay. I'll keep doing that until we actually get the code working. And in case I will cut the video so that you don't have to look at all these attempts, failed attempts, I would say. Okay, so let's explain to Llama 3.1 again. I noticed that Llama 2.1 is one of the best performing so far, so I'll keep using that one. Let me start a fresh one as a session, and I'll give it the entire code base and say, please review the code. Uh, do you think the implementation of the check collision function is correct? Can we actually remove, delete, or explode or destroy see asteroids disappearing from the screen when they are hit by a projectile? Yes or no? Let's reduce the amount of information that we get from the model. So the first thing that I want to do, and that's actually how I used to work, the first thing is that asking the model to, I don't see any, yeah, the function name is wrong. Check collisions. Okay, the function name is check collision. If you don't specify things correctly, without seeing the actual code, well, you actually have the code in the context, dude. Let's try files, index, and then enter again. Now that I have the code, well, I asked him to answer yes or no, but clearly he did whatever he wanted, he ignored my actual prompt. So the check collision function seems to be implemented correctly. It checks for intersections between a projectile, an asteroid, and vice versa. And if a collision is detected, it removes both objects from the respective containers and clean up the array. However, there are a few things that might cause issues. In the move projected function, you call this function here every frame. It can lead to multiple calls per frame, which might be unnecessary. In the check collision function, you remove both objects from their container and clean up the array if a collision is detected. However, this can cause issues if there are object on the screens, and the check collision function only checks the intersection between projectile and asteroid. If either object is outside of its container, it will not be detected by this function. Okay. All right. So apparently the error is not there. I think this should be an error around the function where we update the game, and where it is, move a spaceship. I think that code lacks of one key function. In fact, it says spawn asteroids every 2 seconds, and then move ship, which is down here. Spawn asteroid function is the one that should destroy the asteroids. Yeah, move asteroid. I don't see a request animation frame and then check collision. Okay. Clearly there is a problem somewhere else. Okay, let's say your task is to debug the code and scan it line by line to figure out why asteroids are are not destroyed properly when hit by a projectile. Um, take your time to reflect on the solution before you provide your final answer. Okay, here is the code that you need to review and debug. All right, so that's the one in the desktop, and that's the one in the desktop as well. Okay. So after reviewing the code, I found the issue with the asteroid detection. Okay, both objects are removed. However, this code is executed in two separate blocks. The first block removes projectile from its container. This is because check collision. Okay, this is giving us a little explanation of the problem. So where is the final function? Hmm, I don't know if we need to apply this one as well. Where is this code? Let's find it. All right, so this is inside the check collision. So I will expect that in the last block, it did the changes that it wanted. All right, so let's apply the code. And since it gives us the entire function here, I will just cut this one and then apply this at cursor point. And let's try once more. Let's refresh the page. I can move. Asteroids are falling down, even slowly. Let's see if they disappear at some point. Yes. Can I destroy one? I'm missing. I think it's not working either. Yeah, it's still not working, guys. I'm so sorry. But AI seems that today is unable to fix our code and make it work. But I will keep doing that until we finish this part at least. Okay, so where is the problem actually? So if we inspect the game, we have a canvas element, and inside the canvas element, we are back at this div. We don't have the canvas anymore. Okay, I didn't notice that. Well, actually, we need to grab the code with the canvas from here again, and let me grab this down here. Let's review the code very quickly. All right, this is cut off. Save it. Let me refresh. We have a bunch of asteroids falling, but just for the first time. Can I destroy one of these bloody asteroids? Don't think so. All right, so we have new code in place, and this is the code that I want to reference as a context. And next, I would say, please integrate the missing the above implementation. All right, I gave it the entire code. So the previous one, the one that is broken, which has no canvas element. Oops. So this one. So I should have provided this code here. Let me double check. No, that's the one with the canvas. So that is incorrect. And we pass this as the context. Yes. Okay. So this is part of the context, and we want the implementation to be updated with the new code. Okay, let's try again. All right, so it's reviewing everything, and there is the complete and updated code. I wanted to keep the canvas. Instead, it's still removing the canvas. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is that we need to make the code work and have things destroyed by our collisions. Okay, so let's grab this code again, delete everything, paste it here, and then let's see what errors do we have. No errors. I can shoot things, but I think, oh, huh. I think, yeah, it's still not working. However, we can move and the game is no longer broken. But I wanted canvas, guys. Please use the canvas instead of the and update all code accordingly. All right. Okay, so now we have a canvas, and then we should have working code, hopefully. That's the size of the asteroids. That's the size which is randomized. All right, so last attempt. Copy that and replace it again. Did you break everything again? Yes, you bloody stupid. Nope. Nope. Yeah, it's still not working. Let me pause the video very quickly and I'll see if I try a solution so that we can speed up the video. Okay, to make the collision work between projectiles and asteroids, we need to make a few changes to the code base. The first thing that we need to replace is this check collision function, which is now performing the necessary checks for us. And then we need to update move projectiles as well. And then we need to, I think, update also this one. All right, so I'll let you see how I reached these changes. So the first thing that we want to change, let me double check. All right, so the first thing that we want to change is this move projectile function. So the move projectile function, which is up here, and search down here, down here, down here. Okay, so three times it has been one defined and twice called. So the first thing we want to do is remove this piece and replace it with the actual working code. Next, we need to update the asteroid movements, which is move asteroid. We use this function here. All right, so let's change this as well. And then a few minor changes to these three functions that will make actually our code work. And finally, the check collision function. I will leave all the code, don't worry, in the description of the video so you can follow along. And then now if we move left to right, forward and backward, we can move around. We should be able to hit one of these asteroids and the asteroid should disappear for us. All right, okay. So the code is working. We finally did it. It took us ages, 1 hour and 20 minutes of prompting and replacing actual code. We still have no idea how this code works, but the only thing that we know is that the code actually is working pretty nice. Let me see if I have in my notes a few more things that we can do. So we generated the images with background image with ChatGPT. Then we downloaded a couple of images for our sprites, and then we updated the game logic to make these changes work and even fix the movements of our and shooting of our spaceship. There are a couple of things that I want to update as well. Let me open this in the browser. Let's use Brave. Instead, use Brave. Okay. So now, a couple of things, and then we leave. So the first thing that we need to change is actually the image. I want the image to get the entire background. And next, I was thinking another thing. Yeah, if we trigger the inspection, so we trigger the inspector, right click on the game and then select inspect or ispeziona if you're following this in Italian. Next, uh, we need to trigger this. This is for to simulate touch screen. And as you see, if I click somewhere, I mean, my game doesn't move or doesn't do anything. So we need to perform the same movements, but with these, let me reset the size. We need to perform the same movements, but touching the screen. That's one of the features that I want to implement. So let me just go back and go to the model and ask to make the touch movement work for us. So the code works now. The only thing that we want to do is to grab the entire code as a context again, to continue, and let's open another one and say, can you make the ship move and shoot also using a touch screen, also for touch screen. Let's see if it does what we want. There should be touch events in our code, move spaceship if moving left, handle touch start, here it is, and then handle touch end. So we have a couple of changes. Let's wait, and then we replace the code. Okay, so we have new code, and then we can grab everything, and finally replace it. Save this, refresh the page. Let's go back to the other window and refresh the page as well. And can I move left or right? Yes. I can still shoot. That's this. But touch movements are not working. Let's change to iPhone and see if this works. But actually it's not working at all. But the game works. Um, let's try to apply the changes. Despite already done that. And I should see the touch, yeah, touch movement and the touch start and then the touch. So let me do the same thing that I've done before when the shooting didn't work. Let's grab a let's grab a different version of ChatGPT. It's my version, and then let's ask to fix our code. This is similar to ChatGPT. The main difference that, of course, the UI is changing is different, but the other difference is that I have multiple agents that get my request and then perform the necessary actions. So HTML, and let me say to one of the assistant, which is called Grogu, please can you make the touch events work so that we can move a spaceship and shoot by touching screen. Okie dokie. Let's see if it works. All right, so in the meantime that it's updating in the panel, let me move the window back on the other side. I noticed this thing, which is weird. When we leave the page and come back, there is a wall of asteroids coming down, falling down. So let's see, I still have no code for our update. Let me move just this one on the right. Okay. I should get the code in minutes. Let's wait together. So when this is no longer green and it's inactive, we should have an answer from our assistants. So the first one that replied is Kate, which is delegating to another agent, and the other agent should get should get my request and make the necessary changes to the code. And let's be patient a little bit, and as soon as it finishes, we can replace the code. In the meantime, let's have fun. Let's destroy some asteroids. I mean, I didn't need a single one. That's the my first one. One thing that's weird is that the projectile is shot by the side of the spaceship instead from the center. I think that because, I mean, that's fine. The cannon is on the right at the end and the left, it's not in the middle, but it's difficult to center our spaceship. All right, so we should have some code. We should have some code here. That should do the trick for us. Let's copy that, paste it here. What was the problem that we are trying to fix? Okay, I can shoot together. All right, yeah. Let's try to, yeah, it's moving using the touch screen and it's moving forward mainly and backward, but it's not responding very well. I'll have to try this from a real mobile device to see if it works or not, because it's weird right now. But the touch event is actually working, and I will play with these from a mobile device when we actually deploy the game, and then we can make the necessary updates later. I can kill all these little bastards as they fall down. All right. I noticed one thing. The background image was removed. Why do you do that every time? Let me just roll back the changes, grab the piece here for the game container. Let's apply again the changes and let's go up to the game container and apply our background again. Okay, and it is done for now. All right, it took us ages to finish this bloody game, 1 hour and a half. See you in the next video where we actually generate more images, have the scoring board, do a bunch of different things. Until the next time, enjoy the video, enjoy the game. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment or like the video and take care. Cheers, guys.